This is part 2 of Chaos Magic. We're going to cover today a more in-depth understanding of the practice for more advanced practices. Right, in the first part, we really covered the basis on how to use chaos magic to alter your train of thoughts, the way that you see life, and your reality. It was really of a basic understanding. Now we're going to cover a more deep and interesting understanding of it, right? So how it works is that at the beginning, on the first video that I made, I explained the basics on how you can alter slits of your mind one at a time, right? You can alter the way you see life. You can alter your opinion about something. I gave a lot of tips and tricks, but it's really to alter a piece of your identity, right? So what happens is when you do that over and over again, you can as well alter every single bit and pieces of what makes who you are. And once you cover the entirety of your personality and everything has been altered, you would have technically died. So what I mean by died is that if everything that makes you who you are right now is no longer who you are at the moment, let me rephrase this. If everything that makes what you are as a person 1 year ago is no longer anything that you are at this moment, that means that the version of you a year ago has technically died, meaning it no longer exists. So this is something that you can do slowly with chaos magic, which is to alter and slits your perception to be able to alter your being, yourself, and your reality, so that you can completely transform your reality, which then will completely transform your actions and your life, right? So in the point where you are more comfortable with the practices that I teach in the first video, you will find yourself in that in between where you can sense that you have changed a lot, and you can sense how authentic it is, because we're not pretending to be somebody else, we are becoming somebody else, and that is the whole process of this technique. So with chaos magic, you have the choice. Like I explained last time, we are in a multiverse, meaning you have access to so many realms of realities, so much more than you have even idea that exists. So there's two ways. Once you have altered your train of thoughts and your reality, there's two ways that I have personally experienced, and which I'm going to present to you, so that you can have a better experience, or a more interesting and mystical experience. So the first option is that you can continuously alter your train of reality and realm by keeping your identity, meaning that you alter pieces of your identity to alter your realm, right? So that you can experience different realm and reality, and so that you can stay attached to your ego, right? Somewhat to your ego. You're going to have a more fluid relationship with your ego, because you're going to be able to alter your realm through your identity, but still attach somewhat to the foundation of your ego. Then we have the part where you would use chaos magic to completely dismantle your ego and your identity. And I'm going to explain you exactly how and why would you want to do this. Just so I can re-explain this. This is really great. If you want to stick to there, totally recommend. This is your call. Whatever is that you're comfortable with, pick that option, right? That one, I did both. That one is quite interesting for me, but again, this is my call. Therefore, I'm going to explain it to you, and if you don't want to go there, it is totally valid, and I totally respect that. Know that this path is rooted in no self-identity. When you have no self-identity, you have no desires, you have no will, you have no nothing, right? You are just unified consciousness. When you have no desires, no will, no nothing, there's no suffering. There's nothing that holds you back. 2, you can become anything. When you are nothing, you can become anything, right? This part is often associated with ego death, right? So you can self create an ego death, which is, that's a topic for a different video. Most people do not know how to create an ego death, just happen to have one. And when you have an ego death, you can build a new identity from the state of mind of being nothing and no one, right? So you can send yourself into an ego death, and or if you already have an ego death and that it just happened like that, and you don't know, but it happens. The beautiful part here is that you can observe reality for what it is and not your illusion, right? Because when you have your identity, you can change it as much as I want, but if you keep the center of your identity, you're always going to see the world through a slits, and that slits is your perception that is attached to that identity. When you have no identity, no ego, there is no illusion, there is no slits, there is no perception. You just are absorbing information the same way the color black absorbs the light in the day. You just absorbs everything and put the pieces together, and you have access to a multiverse of reality. You can see things from a totally different angle. You're not bound by your perception and your identity or your illusion, right? So it's a bit the equivalent, I would say, of waking up in your dream and realizing that you're dreaming, and being able to look and alter your dreams the way that you want. So that is very interesting if you want to have a sneak peek of the truth about life and the underlying reality that governs all this and the multiverse, because you're going to see it a lot more clearly. I would recommend, if ever you want to go and towards that path, to prepare yourself to not want to work or want to participate in society, because it's going to remove all desires from you, because you cannot desire something if you are no one. You cannot love something if you're no one. You cannot hate something if you're no one. Those feelings require someone to experience them. You cannot think if there's no one to think, right? You cannot think if you don't exist, right? So that state of mind is really just like I would say a black hole, you know, like in the universe, a black hole that literally just absorbs information and that connect the information together. So from that state of mind, you just are a database of absorption of information, and you have no preference. You just take the information and put the pieces together, right? So it's great so that you can see reality for what it is. I would say it's a great experience if ever you want to lift that veil. If you don't, that's totally fine. Stick with this one. Okay. Personally, I went through a couple ego deaths. The first one, it was really scary. So unless you want to get scared, I wouldn't recommend. But the first one, I didn't choose. The next couple of ego deaths I went through personally, I chose to do that, and I brought myself to that point. But at least I knew what I was expecting. Therefore, I made a choice knowing what's gonna happen. Anyways, so now that we've covered that part, we're gonna go back to this part of chaos magic, because you can use chaos magic to create your ego death. Actually, yeah. So basically, how would you use chaos magic to create your ego death, basically, okay? The best way I can explain it is to really detach yourself from everything that you know. So every time that you think you know something, you question it and you prove yourself wrong. Every time you think if you think you are someone, you say, no, I am not someone. I am, simply I am. I can be whatever I want. You have to detach. You have to create yourself a mental construct through multiple variation of perception and perceptual slits, I would say, perceptual lens that confirms the fact that you have no self, so that you need to detach from all, I would say, worldly attachment. You need to really let go. It's not easy, but because it's not easy, I'm not going to cover it in depth, but if you guys are interested in it, I will make a video dedicated into how to have an ego death and how to drive yourself towards that point if anyone wish to know how to do it. But we're going to go back to the state of keeping your identity intact and somewhat your sanity for some but from the point of your identity, right? You have to understand that we live in a multiverse where the information that I'm giving you right now is information that is not just available to me, it is available to other people. Therefore, anyone who come to that conclusion and understand the underlying concept and mechanics that that govern our multiverse or planet would be able as well to create different reality for themselves, right? So we have all different kinds of reality, we have all different kinds of people, all different kinds of mental realm which you do not have access or do not see because you are stuck in your own illusion, which is normal. That's how it works. So when you transition into a different illusion, right, you're going to start to see things and find people that are vibrating on the same reality than you. I'm going to give you an example. If in your reality you decide to be a content creator, okay, so you're going to have people vibrating into that reality, and you're gonna be able to relate to these people. If you decide to become, I don't know, a tennis player, then you're going to attract and vibrate to people within that reality as well, right? If you decide we're going to go a bit deeper now, if you decide to become a witch, a tarot reader, stuff, you can alter your state of consciousness to create the ability and take that information that you need so that you can see the world again through a slits, and so that you can create that reality for yourself in your brain, and you're gonna start to have a different worldview, which will then impact the way you think, which will then make you see the world differently, which will then make you understand what people are talking about differently, which will make you relate to different people, and so on and so on, and get and attract different people in a different circle. So then we can push it further. We have the star seed crew. Those are people that live in a reality that they constructed from themselves, that in that reality being that they are incarnated alien from different star planets, so that these people are coming here to help humanity evolve in consciousness, right? So that's a real reality. It's existing. It's very there. It's quite interactive and very fun to play around with. So I would say that it's very much real. It exists, right? There's a lot of people. Then we have the goddess of reality. We have the alien reality. We have secret society reality. We have witchcraft. We have all Buddhism. We have so many types of realities, right? And all those realities are there. You just don't see them, right? But they're there. They're always there, right? So once you've mastered the art of transforming yourself, you can even add realities that are interactive, right? So I'm going to give you a great example. Okay, so let's take it with witchcraft, okay, or paganism or occultism, for example, which is what I like personally. You're gonna start to act and think like the people vibrating in that reality, and then you're going to start to recognize them. You're not going to recognize them because they have a witch hat or that they have like a witch look, right? There's actually a lot of people practicing different kinds of magic, and they do not dress like witch or wizard, right? They are just regular people like you and me, and you would not even guess one bit that they are into an alien reality or a reptilian reality, or a witch reality, or anything reality. There's so many reality, you have no idea. You're not going to see that, okay? But what happened is that you're not going to understand what they're talking about when they're actually talking. You're going to make your own interpretation of it instead of making truly understanding from what state of mind they're talking to. So what happened is that when you get to a certain level of perfectioning your reality, right? You will have the ability to add on perks in your reality, because everything is a mental construct, right? Some people believe that mental disorder are permanent, others don't, right? The people that don't tend to fix it. Some people believe that they are stuck, or they have trauma to heal, so then they're stuck trying to heal their trauma. Other people believe that there is no such a thing as trauma to heal. Something happened in the past, now today is a new day, we move on. So those people are not stuck in a loop where they need to heal their trauma, because they don't even acknowledge the trauma itself, right? So they're more focused on the present and how they feel and their reality at the moment. So there's also all sorts of kinds of reality, and you can give yourself superpowers, right? That's how it works, right? You can give yourself a superpowers. It's mental tricks where you would go ahead and tell yourself, oh, I am capable of doing that, and you can prime yourself into a specific reality where you can see from a slit, and then you can see people that have chose that same reality. Okay, so now we're talking about multiverse gameplay, which is a lot more complex, right? So again, if you don't fully understand what I'm talking about, I would completely understand, because it's quite complex. But I would say to start with the first video that I explained for chaos magic, and then whenever you get good, or you keep doing it, hopefully, then you're gonna start to slowly understand what I mean. Okay, Rome was not built in one day, but eventually you're gonna get there if you stick to it. Just to give you an idea, I've been doing it for 3 years. Okay, so now I'm gonna give you. Now I'm gonna. So yes, so basically I've been doing it for 3 years, and it's very entertaining, honestly, because then you can see the gameplay, you can see what's going on. You have a better insight or a better understanding of what's going on in this planet, because you have access to all those different realms and reality that you can explore through chaos magic. What I would say is that at the beginning, like anything in life, at the beginning, like when you're going to the gym, it sucks, right? At the beginning, it's not gonna be roses and rainbow, right? So you're gonna feel like it's a little boring, okay? But if you stick to it long enough, okay, you're gonna get to a level where life becomes such a, like, almost like a game. Everything becomes like a game, right? It's all mental, it's all a game with your mind, and you're gonna recognize game when you see game, because game is life is a game, okay? So when I was younger, I'm pretty sure, like, you've heard the sentence, oh, life is a game, life is a game, you know, but like, how is it a game, right? It's like the issue is that most people get into this life and they don't have the manual, they don't have the playbook to play the game. So if you don't have the manual, the instructions to play the game, you're not going to be able to play. You're not going to even feel like life is a game, because you're going to feel like life is gaming you and playing you, right? So that's the thing. If you don't have the manual, the instruction manual, you're going to feel like life is playing you. And the goal here is to learn the instruction manual of life so that you can start to play at life. And that's what we're doing with chaos magic, right? Chaos magic is one technique. It's one very efficient technique to create that game for yourself, right? So life becomes a lot more entertaining and a lot more fun when you actually know how to play it. And as much as I like chaos magic, as much as I'm going to create content over it, I'm also going to cover other rules of the game, right? I'm going to go more in depth in different things so that you have a better understanding, and that you can see everything for what it is, and that you can know how to play. So yeah.